Hi guys, Daryl Shergan, Quest for Vape. Today I'm doing a review on the Joyetech eVic VTC Mini, the VTC Mini. And I'm not new to the game on this one. This has been out for a good 6 months at least, but they just came out with the updated firmware version 3. So it is a 75 watt and it now has stainless steel temperature control, which the original one didn't. I'm enjoying this device a lot. This was sent to me for free for the purpose of review by Gearbest.com. They sent me the eVic Mini and also the Bellis tank, which I've already reviewed. There will be a giveaway for one of these at the end of this video. So I hope you enjoy this review. I'm going to get into temperature control. I'm going to test and do a dry burn test on nickel, titanium, and stainless steel for this little guy. And then I'm going to talk about bypass mode, what that is, how it helps, why it's fun to play around with, and I'm going to also talk about the different types of batteries that I might use in this device and the battery life that I can get off of it. So these are the things that I'm going to go over in this review. Why am I going into such detail? Because I really like this device. I think for the size and the quality, it offers an incredible versatility, and it's really earned a place in my rotation. In fact, I carry this around with me in my bag, even if I'm not vaping on it, just to see where the volts are on batteries, just to see where the amp draw is on a build that I'm going to use on a mech mod, things like that that you normally wouldn't think. It's become a tool and a mod for me. So enjoy this down camera angle close up of the device, and then we'll come back up top, we'll vape on it, and we'll discuss a couple of other things, and then we'll do the giveaway. Close-up of the Joyetech eVic Mini. Variable temperature with changeable battery. Joyetech.com. These are the colors it comes in. I happen to have the color black. Here are the specs on the device. You can read that for yourself. Keep out of reach of children, pets, blah, blah, blah. That's what comes in the box, and this is the warning labels. All right. Here's the mod itself. Tiny, but mighty. Cute. We'll get to this in a minute. Let's see what else comes in the box. Notice the cutouts for packaging, cutouts that the buttons line up with. It's nice, so these aren't getting messed with in transit. Also in the box is an instruction manual in several languages. Read this. You have a firmware update cable and charging cable, micro USB to USB. So you can charge your battery in the device. I would not recommend it. It's not good for the battery. It's not good for you. Just don't be cheap. Get a charger. Warranty card, as well as authenticity. Check. Okay, just real briefly going through this user manual. This is talking about the Tron tank also that now comes with this device. I didn't get the Tron tank. Okay, you can look. You can pause this, stop, read. There's your specs, the size of the device, what all it does. It's not a bedtime story. I'm not here to read this to you. You got stealth mode you can turn on and off. You can lock the device as far as not being able to change the settings, so you can key lock and unlock. Here's how you shift through the different modes, which I will show you some of this because I'm going to do a dry burn test for nickel, stainless steel, and titanium. I'm also going to show you the bypass mode, which I think is very cool. It's got a more advanced temperature control capability than the original VTC kit and the VTC Mini that came out 6 months ago. This is tweaked quite a bit. All right, you got to lock the resistance on your atomizer. The way you do that is just by resetting the device without an atomizer on there. You hold the power button and it resets. And then when you put an atomizer on the next time, then it will ask you new coil. You hit the right button and that sets the resistance for the device. If you change atomizers, you got to redo that. All right, other details. Some alerts that you might see along the way and why. Changing the battery, blah, blah, blah. Okay? You can read all of that stuff on your own time. And then it's in French and then a couple other languages. Same thing over and over. Okay, so that's what else comes in the box. We're done with that. Good packaging. Done with that conversation. Let's get to the mod itself. Love this thing. Love it, love it, love it. Awesome. I've been enjoying this for a couple of weeks. Yes, the 510 has a nice supple spring behind it, so you can fit any atomizer and it will fit any atomizer. Got nice threads in there. Got some nice pattern here for airflow and heat dispersion, as well as to catch any erroneous drips. So here's our power button, nice and inset, recessed. Up and down buttons. Just the right amount of click, just the right amount of mush. Nothing rattles around. Battery door pretty snug on there. Nice screen. Okay, here's your USB charging port or firmware updating port. And there's your Joyetech logo. And there's no need for vent holes on this device because if there builds up pressure inside, this door is just going to pop off. Very snugly, I might add. Yes, currently I'm using an LG HG2 20 amp 3000 milliamp hour battery. So that's how that goes. And it'll tell you if you put it on the wrong way. Because it just, there you go. Very nicely done. All right, so this is your battery sled over here. Very clearly labeled, negative side, positive side. Got a nice beefy, robust spring behind here. This pin on the positive side. This little ribbon. Help you get your battery out. That's the device. It's very cute. Look at size comparison wise. It's barely bigger than a battery. And it's a 75 watt device. Okay, so 5 clicks turns it off and on. It's on. Watch, I'm going to reset the resistance on this while I have no atomizer on there. No atomizer found. That resets the resistance on the device. Let me show you how the menu functions work. I'm going to put an atomizer on here. Three clicks puts me into menu mode. See it blinking there? So this is power mode for wattage, shows you volts, resistance, amps, and watts. Battery life, bypass mode. Interestingly enough, it's going to even give me more than 75 watts in bypass mode just for this build. I guess it likes the build. I don't know. So that's bypass mode. That's like using this for as a unregulated mech mod. We're going to look at that in a minute. So, I don't want to be at 82 watts on a Bellis tank, 40-45 max for this build. So 3 clicks got me into menu mode again. Here's nickel at 230 degrees Fahrenheit. Stainless steel. TCR M1. That must be, I really don't know what that is. Maybe you can set up your own profile. Power, bypass, nickel, titanium, stainless steel 316. But let's go to nickel mode, okay? Either you let this blink 10 times or you click the power button, selects that option. Let's say I'm in Europe and I want to go to Celsius, okay? You scroll through to 600. It stops, click it again, it goes to Celsius. From 100 to 315 Celsius, it stops. Click it again, it goes to Fahrenheit, from 200 to 600. All right, so we're nickel, let's say nickel. If and when I do vape nickel, I usually am at about 400, maybe 420. Let's go 400 degrees Fahrenheit, because I want to show you a dry burn. All right. Remember, I reset the device before holding the power button with no atomizer on there. And now I'm going to go ahead and use a This is a brand new, this is what I do with my crown tank nickel coils that came with all the different crowns I've had. This is my 0.15 ohm nickel coil, Ni200, on the crown. I have an abundance of those. I don't like to vape nickel other than when I'm doing this stuff for you guys. So here, let's screw this in. Let's do the dry burn test. 400 degrees. You are not able to adjust the ramp up power. It just starts out with a 75 watt new coil. So we want to say yes. Watch this. Temperature protection. It's like slightly warm. It didn't even, watch this again. Just went right into temperature protection. Straight into temperature protection. Not even enough to give off any vapor. Not even enough to get hot. Look, I'm touching it. Very nicely done. Immediately. It sensed it, got the temperature immediately. Why? Because it's dry. So it's going to hit 400 degrees like instantaneously, and it's shut off power. Good. Very nice. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Okay. Now watch. Watch. I'm going to go to now titanium mode. Okay. In titanium, you can go a little bit higher. It's not as sensitive of a metal. It's typically 500, maybe 550. You know, again, you still have your issues with titanium, but we got no wick in here whatsoever. This is a titanium build. And by the way, and we're going to pick new coil, yes. Look at that, went right into protection. Right into it. Hit it immediately. I saw one brief, the barest hint of vapor. Yeah, it's the coil's not hot enough to burn me, but it got warm for a second there. And went into temperature protect immediately. Nice, nice, nicely done. Now I got a wick here. I'm going to come back to this one and show you. Let's go stainless steel. 3. Temperatures 316 stainless. Click that. Okay, this is a crown tank coil that I had cleaned. I had like boiled this for like 5 minutes, and then it's the 0.5 ohm. Yes, it's been used, but I cleaned it, got the gunk off. This is actually ready to use again. I probably have another 5 to 7 days out of this. So that's how I like to recycle and get some extra life out of my crown coils. All right. That's not good. All right. Did temperature protect, but it did also. All right. So look, we're doing our dry burn test. It's not letting it burn, but it certainly let it get a little scorched. It certainly did. Let's go get another. I have another coil. One thing I have in abundant supply, I got plenty of these crown coils floating around. This is another one that I recycled. All right, so we're going to, and there's no reason why 500 degrees, yeah, 500 degrees is good for, so let's do this. It still didn't ask me to relock. It did go into temperature protect. See? But it also did. And I was more impressed with how it worked in nickel. You know what? Look, it did temperature protect. It's not letting me burn. And okay, you know what? There was a little bit of stuff for it to get rid of. Going into temperature protect quick. It's getting up there, hitting temperature. There we go. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. And you know what? If it was going to be less accurate on one or the other, see, you could see it backing down wattage. It starts at 75, goes right down to nothing. And temperature protect. Normally you would know I'm not getting any flavor. I'm not, you would know if you were dry right now. The vape experience would tell you. The good news is this is backing down power. So it's doing what it's supposed to do. This isn't even hot. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Now, I got one more thing I want to show you. It's 2 coils. I won't use that after. I probably could, but I'm not going to. All right, let's show you something else. Remember this one is titanium. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Put it in titanium, okay? Because I'm going to, and it, we saw how it did not glow this. It went immediately into like temperature protect mode, right? Now let's go put some cotton in here. You might be wondering, why am I going through all this effort for this device? Because I like this device, and I think that this device needed, it deserved it. Okay, that would be my normal wick for a single coil. I would just go like, dude. Okay. So let's go first. We see the cotton, fresh cotton, temperature protect. Let's look at our cotton. Temperature protect. Let's look at the shape of our cotton. Did it burn it? Now, I smell the barest of like warm laundry smell. No, it did not burn it. It did not. All right, let's put a little, sacrifice a little juice here. Sacrifice some juice. Just a little bit. Like to simulate running dry. Watch this. Yeah. See that? It's working. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Again, this is titanium. This is not normal vaping circumstances, but I'm trying to simulate. It's hitting temperature protect pretty quickly. Why? Because there's not enough juice on here for it to keep vaping. So it's doing its job. And that's what you want. That's what temperature protection, temperature control is about. Now, that's a well-juiced coil. You can vape that. It's producing vapor. It's backing down power. So, you know, I'd probably vape that at 550. If I was like normally going to go vape this, and now it's well juiced, should be no reason why it shouldn't fire. There you go. Nice. In all modes, nickel, titanium, and stainless steel. It does what it's supposed to do. Thank you very much, Joyetech, for producing an excellent product that does what it's supposed to do. Now I feel much better about some of the products that come from Joyetech that have nickel and titanium coils with them because the product works. So, what's this bypass mode all about? Bypass mode is like I want to simulate and duplicate the experience of a mechanical mod, unregulated. So why I like bypass mode? Because I just took my build. Let's say I'm vaping on this and I know my resistance, but I really don't know like what's the amp draw or what wattage am I vaping unregulated. So 1, 2, 3, and I go into bypass mode, and now it shows me, my resistance, which I knew because I put it on an ohm reader, but it's also showing me 17.8 amps, and it's showing me I'm at 8. It's going to give me 80 watts. My voltage on my battery is 3.58 volts. Doesn't like, so it's getting down on the battery. So let me take that battery out and let me put in a more aggressive battery with 32 amp. All right, watch this. It's going to give me, it's reading that I have a more aggressive battery in here, and it can give me more power. So in regulated mode, this will only give me 75 watts. In bypass mode, this will actually give me 106 because the battery can handle it. Isn't that funny? 19.7 amps, 105. It's actually going to power this. So what is this offering me? The ability to now know my wattage without having to go on steam engine or some type of calculator. So it is a calculator. I carry this around with me, and I'll check my builds all the time. I love to know the amps, and I love to know what's the wattage I'm vaping on. Now let's take a look at something else very interesting. An odd curiosity. By the way, I didn't tell it I wanted 105 watts. That's bypass mode. I took the atomizer off and it goes to 75. Just, default. I'm going to put another one on here. Watch this. This is a build that I use on my Noisy Cricket, or at 100 to 110 watts on my my DNA 200 box. It's 22 gauge, like 12 wrap Canthal. It's not a low resistance because look at all that metal, but watch what this is going to do. It doesn't like this one at all. It doesn't like this. It doesn't even want to power this. It's showing me my resistance. It's showing me my voltage on my battery is good. It's still, it's saying, See that? It wants to give me 39 watts. Because it doesn't like this build. Well, guess what? That's not a build that I would be vaping on with one battery anyway. But isn't it interesting? This thing got a little bit wonky on me. If I tried to vape that build on this, I would get a very slow, long ramp up and a poor vape, and I would say something's wrong. The device isn't working improperly. It's actually working properly. It's keeping me from really effectively vaping this thing. Maybe I did too aggressive of a build. So I thought I'd show you guys that. So that's interesting. Let's go back up top and talk about this product. Back up top here, and I hope you enjoyed the close-ups of this device. And I really enjoyed doing those dry burn tests for you because I really wanted to show what this little guy is capable of, that it's accurate, that the temperature protection does exactly what it's supposed to do. I love it. I love the size of it. I love the quality of it. I love the accuracy of it. Now, it's interesting to note that it was more accurate in nickel and titanium than it was in stainless steel, slightly so. But it did the job. It did what it was supposed to do with stainless steel as well. I'm not as concerned about a dry hit with stainless steel as I am with the other two metals. I really don't know what that M1 mode is. I think that might be a setting that you can customize for yourself, possibly. Maybe somebody can comment down below if they know what that does. I don't know what it does. Mainly I'm using this in power wattage mode. Sometimes I'll go ahead and do mech mod bypass mode, but I'm using this thing as a tool because now it's not a mystery. A year ago I did a video explaining that you had to know what you were vaping on a mech mod, and here it is a year later. I'm doing a video on this little guy, solves that problem in a device. So how cool is that? It's a good idea for everybody. You know what? Have an eVic Mini. It's tiny. Throw it in your bag. That's your voltmeter. That tells you how much voltage you have remaining in your battery when it's time. Not just in a bar, but it'll show you how much numerically how much voltage you have left when it's time to charge. So my thoughts overall, really enjoying this. It has become my go-to. It's not too small, it's not too big. I like the fact that it's got a battery I can take out, recharge myself. I haven't had any problems with it. I've been vaping on it for like 2.5 weeks now. Gearbest getting a little antsy with me. When's the video going up? Because they sent it to me. But I have a giveaway. I'm giving away another one in black, just like this. Comment down below what you like best about this video. And then in about 3 or 4 days, I'll pick a winner. I never thought I would really, I thought it was gimmicky before I got this. I said, who needs bypass mode? Well, you know what? I need bypass mode. You need bypass mode. Even if you're not going to vape in bypass mode, it's a useful tool. So there we have the eVic VTC Mini from Joyetech. Thank you very much for watching Quest for Vape. Please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe.